All right, I think we're back. We had a little snafu there, but thank you for hanging out with us and waiting around for us to get that all fixed. It would not be a live event, a live online event without something like that happening, right? It was bound to happen. All right, let's
Hello.
see. Jacques from Sonosax, you are here with us again. Thank you so much for
Yes.
coming back.
Hello.
Hello,
And
Jacques.
Hello.
Hello, Rainer.
Hello, Hudson. Hello, Rainer.
Hallo.
hello. God, I'm going to have so much trouble pronouncing your beautiful name. I want to call you Rainer. Rainer. It's
Rainer.
beautiful. All right. Well, thank you both for joining us. Let's see. Do we have any questions for Sonosax? Or no, I think we're about to introduce your videos. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
maybe,
Sorry. I'm
may,
all mixed up.
okay. Before the questions, if it's some, I will thank you very much to Hudson and Rainer for the very nice video. I think it's all these both videos are not so technical, but something like what do you say, kind of studies. Something microphone positioning studies and explanation was what is a direct to disc. This is fantastic in my point of view.
Wonderful.
I will say also Hudson, it's a kind of new customers for Sonosax. I think we met 3 years ago, something like this, and I'm happy now from from this day. We work with Sonosax, and I'm very
Thank you,
happy.
Jacques.
Thank
Love
you.
that. And
welcome.
hello to you, Hudson. Sorry, I ignored you down there.
Hi, good,
Welcome.
good morning, Kim. I watched
Good morning.
yesterday, and you're doing a marvelous job. I've
Thank you.
enjoyed seeing some colleagues whom I know, and I'm here on behalf of Sonosax. It's my pleasure. And also, I want to say hello to Rainer, a longtime person that I have known about and whose career I have followed. And I really dug your presentation today. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you, all three of you, for being here with me for Sound Summit 2020, even through the technical difficulties. Let's see. Why don't we? Do we have any questions for Sonosax after that lovely video? I think it's with all the mix up, it's a little quieter in the chat now. What were you going to say, Jacques?
Yes, I have a question for
Yes,
Rainer.
please.
If we consider, I believe, the tube mixer, something fantastic, analog mixer and digital mixer, can you explain a bit the difference at the end?
I don't know if there's any difference. Mixer has to work. You need to mix channels. That's all. If there's distortion or hum, it's not good. It has to work. If digital or analog, I don't mind.
Oh, okay, I see. But I believe the tube mixer is something different in the sound.
Maybe.
Maybe more warm or...
In the end, you hear a combination. You have a room, an instrument, a player, a microphone, a mixer. Everything together makes a sound. It's hard to say if you just change one piece. No, it's a whole. You have to you can mix, you can change the position of the microphone, it will change the sound. You can change another tuner, it will change the sound. You can choose another mixing desk, it will change the sound. I don't care about a detail. It's a chain.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
I think that I sometimes talk about what some people say is a controversial topic. And I was taught this by I was taught this saying by some really heavy duty tonemeisters. And they said, the microphone is not making the sound. And the reason is what they meant is they're using a very high quality microphone. And so it's reached a level where it's all very neutral, and the source, the singer, the orchestra, the pianist, the string quartet. They are the source. They are the people making the sound. And the reason I say it's controversial is a lot of engineers don't like that because they've spent $5,000 or $6,000 on a tube mic, and that gives them their special sound, you see. But I do go by that maxim that the microphone is not making the sound. The room, the stage, the players are making the sound. And I'm a big tube devotee as well. And I like tube for its added dimension to sound. And what I mean by that is the dimension through a lot of tube equipment, it can be said to be somewhat bigger than life. And old tube sound, which is poor, which is thick in the bass, woolly, undefined, is really not what tube is about. Tube is very fast, very pure, very clean, very high headroom. So it can't always be said that we're talking about tonal aspects of tube equipment, but rather maybe an added dimension, I would say.
I think that's beautifully put. Thank you guys so much for sharing your thoughts on that.
I will add something for the direct to disc. Is a fantastic video showing the shooting of the sound. And I don't know how we can, maybe Rainer, you can give the link for
Absolutely.
people to see.
If you guys had a link, we can definitely drop that in the comments for people to check out.
Yeah, I will do.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Jacques, Rainer, Hudson, we're going to let you go. Thank you so much for being here with us and sticking out those technical difficulties.
You're most welcome.
All right, till next time, guys. Thank you.
And I hope Rainer and I hope Hudson meet in personal soon when we can travel.
We will,
again.
as soon as I'm allowed into your country.
Yes.
I hope we can all be together soon. I agree. I second that.
We are not, as a Swiss, we are not allowed to go to Germany now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Life is getting a
Thank
bit
you very much, Jacques.
Very complicated.
Okay.
Well, I think we will all be together soon. In the meantime, thank you for being here with us, guys. All right, let's keep it moving.
Thank you for Sound Device for the organization. Very good.
Absolutely. All right, shall we go to our next presentation? We're behind schedule anyway now, so let's go and let's queue up our next video. It's from Shure Microphones.
Hey everybody, Jason Waffle here with Shure's Pro Audio Market Development Team. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about Shure PSM1000, our personal monitoring and IFB system. PSM1000 starts with a dual channel single rack mount transmitter that is the third unit in this rack here. The PSM1000 has quite a few feature sets, but it's really known and been well respected in the touring and broadcast industry for a number of years now. It's highly trusted by some top tier musicians to give them the sound quality and the RF performance they can come to expect when they're on stage performing. So the two big things to take away here are incredible audio quality, massive stereo separation, studio-like sound, reproducing exactly what those top-tier musicians want to hear. In stereo mode, you can bring that down to a mono or a mix mode, which is going to take both left and right and put it into both left and right. So if you're using this as an IFB, which a lot of people do, you can change that mix mode down to that as well. So we're starting with super high signal to noise ratio, very linear companding circuit, great stereo separation, and a really nice sounding in-ear monitor. We're allowing you to make some adjustments to change that into more of an IFB standard set. The next thing is RF quality. The first thing you're going to notice, or should notice, when I show you this IFB belt back, this P10R, is that it's got two antennas on it. So we're doing a true diversity receive scheme inside of this little belt pack here, which is pretty fantastic. So we're really increasing our range and our reliability by giving every single belt pack its own set of diversity receive antennas here. So we've got an A and a B switching in here, much like your microphone systems, where we take the best of those two receive signals and combine that into what is coming out of this. So from an RF standpoint, you've got incredible range, incredible fidelity, and incredible reliability here with the PSM1000. This is our P10R Plus pack. This is kind of a recent update to the PSM1000 system that's been out for a number of years. We really made a couple fantastic changes on this, but the big ones are the improved signal to noise ratio on the Synad. We've got a fantastic mode called Power Save, which you can kind of see here on the front of this belt pack. Basically what it's doing is saying, hey, my headphone amp is not seeing any audio. I'm gonna kind of go to sleep because you're not passing audio through this belt pack. It's on, I'm paying attention, but I'm gonna shut some things down until you start to pump some audio my way. And so as soon as some audio comes through that carrier is gonna wake things up a little bit and we're gonna go back to full use. But in your downtime on set, when you're not passing audio to those utilities or to the director, or whoever's listening to these IFBs, your belt pack's going to shut down a little bit and save you a bunch of battery to really increase your battery life. So that's going to vary a little bit depending on how much audio you pump out, but you can expect a full day's worth of battery on AA's and quite a bit more battery on our SB900, which is the rechargeable that's in here now. The SB900 is the same battery that goes with our Axion Digital 81, 82, and 83. So if you're looking to go green a little bit, save some money long-term on batteries, save the earth a little bit, our rechargeables are a fantastic option. Next up is Q mode. Q mode is a feature set where you can input a list of receive frequencies to this belt pack. Say you've got 8 different mixes that you're transmitting throughout your set or on your stage. You want to be able to monitor all of those mixes. You can put your belt pack into Q mode, use these scroll arrows on the front of this belt pack to move up and down through those mixes and listen to different things. Additionally, you could put I don't know, an actor on a single mix and give that to your sound utility. Your sound utility could go through, hey, mic 1, mic 2, mic 3, mic 4, mic 5, mic 6, mic 7, and he could be monitoring stuff for you as well. If your director wants different mixes, you don't have to give him multiple belt packs. You just give him one belt pack and say, hey, press this up and down arrow when you want to switch between these mixes. Here you go. So a cool feature there. So that's PSM1000, pretty fantastic, robust belt pack, true diversity, single RU space, 2-channel transmitter. We've got 4 frequency ranges available. 3 of those are in the UHF chunk, that 470 to 616 bandwidth we're working with. They're about 36 megahertz wide each. The 4th one is a little bit smaller in width, and it's up in the 944 range. So if you're having some issues with getting all of your channels and frequencies into that UHF chunk, we can get you some IFBs up into the 944 plus range to buy yourself some new real estate. You're looking at about 40 systems per 36 megahertz if you were to max that out from an RF compatibility standpoint. So really, really robust RF-wise. Finally, our IFB family's concluded with the IEC IFB, which is our IFB cable offering. This is a single ear adaptation to what is our kind of famously known stereo in-ear monitors that we create. So it's the 1/8 inch on the bottom, nice long cable to get you as much space as you need. The cool part about our cable is we've got a little bit of a stiffness here at the end where the ear cap is that's moldable. So you can straighten it out. When you go to put it on that person, you can kind of mold this to their ear shape and really bend that in there and get it to stay tight. And the other really cool part is that this is a completely removable earbud. And so we make a number of earbuds in scaling from our 215s to our 425s, 535s, and then our top tier listening device, which is the 846s in terms of drivers and sound reproduction quality. But this is a SE215 earbud. You can remove this, obviously, rubber cap here and clean it. But for cleaning purposes and safety purposes, as well as sound quality adjustments for different individuals on your set, you could have a ton of these cables and a couple different transducers, if you will, and you can swap those out. So that just with a click of a button here, you're going to get this thing to plug in here, and now you've got a 215 attached to our IFB IEC cable, and we can go ahead and just take that, plug that in here to my ear, bring this cable around, clip it to the back of the shirt. You guys know how to wire somebody up. And it's nice and clear. It's very low profile. That's it. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening to me. I appreciate you being here. Thank you to Sound Devices for having us. If you have questions about any of the Shure products, please get in touch with me. Call anybody from our MDev team, customer service. If you need some demos, we're happy to do it. Thank you guys for being here. Take care.
Welcome back to the Sound Summit live stream. Thank you for being here with us, Jason from Shure.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me again. Thanks
Good
for
to see
joining
you again.
everybody. Likewise, day 2.
Yeah.
Successful.
Very. All right, Jason, we have some questions right away for you. Let's see.
Awesome.
Somebody is asking, does PSM1000 integrate into Wireless Workbench?
It does. It absolutely does. So that's kind of a big topic we didn't dive into here between the videos yesterday with Axient Digital and PSM1000 and Twinplex. But there's plenty of resources for Wireless Workbench online that you can find. And PSM1000 and Axient Digital are both monitor and control available in Wireless Workbench software, along with frequency coordination. Yeah.
Great. All right. Speaking of Axient, is there
Yes.
a mobile Axient coming?
The hot topic. I've seen this question a few times come through here. Shure is always working on new and exciting things. So stay tuned.
Perfect. All right. Stay tuned. Watch all of Shure's social medias, their website, and we'll get the answer to that soon, hopefully.
Right. We do have the plugin, as you saw yesterday.
That's right.
So we're moving in the right direction here.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to some new announcements from Shure, the exciting new announcements. And I think that's going to do it for our question section with you, Jason, with Shure.
Yeah, thank you so much, you guys. This has been fantastic. Sound Devices, all the other manufacturers and partners. It's been fun to watch and learn myself. So appreciate you guys having us. Take care, everybody.
We appreciate you. Bye, Jason.
See ya.
All right, let's keep it moving right into our next presentation from Lectrosonics.
Are you suffering from excessive RF over-the-air rash? Do dropouts and noise make you itch uncontrollably? Does your producer know something is wrong but doesn't want to complain about your limited range? This isn't your fault. You may be one of thousands of other wireless users who are experiencing RF overload. Hi, I'm Dr. Audio, and I'm here to help you find the solutions to these common everyday problems found in the entertainment industry. Wireless systems work in an ever busier RF world. Gone are the days of monogamous frequencies that you could use without protection. In today's promiscuous RF environment, you must practice safe RF to protect not only your mix, but your ISO tracks as well. So, how can you do this? 2 answers: filtering and attenuation. It is tempting when trying to get a better result to ramp up your RF. Well, it really isn't all about big signal. It's about signal-to-noise ratio. You want to have your desired signal to be significantly stronger than the interfering sources, but not so strong that it overloads your receiver or distribution front end. Gain. Mae West once said that too much of a good thing is wonderful. Well, that's not true with RF. In a very busy RF environment, one way to control that gain is to use an LPDA antenna. That's a log periodic dipole array, aka paddle or batwing. It can cover a wide range of frequencies, yet still has a directional pattern so you can reduce the impact of off-axis RF sources. Is that antenna farm on the mountaintop generating a lot of RF energy across the spectrum? Try placing an LPDA so it is pointing away from the farm and directly at talent. Now, an LPDA will passively boost on-axis signals, and that might be a bit too much for your antenna distribution, or it might bring up the noise floor. An adjustable LPDA, like the ALP690 antenna, can attenuate that boost in signal while retaining your signal-to-noise ratio. Another way to improve your lagging signal-to-noise ratio is by getting closer to your antenna. The closer your antenna to the talent, the better your ratio. It comes at a cost. You will have to use longer cables, and signal strength can be lost in the cables. The ALP690 can be set to boost the signal strength while keeping the ratio the same, just enough to make up for cable losses. Manage your gain with an eye on signal-to-noise ratio, not strength. The better the ratio, the better your range. Notice how the signal gets stronger, but the noise stays the same. And remember, antenna gain should always be controlled at the antenna end of the cable, not at the receiver end. What about filters? Antennas aren't very picky. If they pick up RF energy, they will pass it along. The more energy there is, the more energy they gather. And where do they pass all this energy? To the receiver, which must then deal with everything it sees. You can make life easier in the receiver front end by placing filters on the incoming antenna port that narrows the receiving bandwidth. Filters are inexpensive ways to keep out unwanted energy from overwhelming your receiver. They can be found in a range of bandwidths. First, find the frequency that best suits your needs through scanning and frequency coordination. Then select a filter. The ALP690 has filters integrated, but if you have a broadband antenna, external filters are just as effective. Through proper antenna selection, gain control, and RF filtering, you can survive the hottest RF environment and give your producer satisfaction all day long. This is Dr. Audio signing off, and remember, practice safe RF.
Hello, hello. Let's welcome Karl from Lectrosonics. Thanks for joining us, Karl.
Thanks for having me. Looks like the stream is just finished up with the video with Gordon as Dr. Audio, and that's his second stint as Dr. Audio. The first one was about water protecting your transmitters, and he had some funny stuff with condoms and bananas. So if you haven't seen that one, go to our YouTube channel, and the first Dr. Audio installment is there. So I don't know if anyone has. Idea. Yeah, it's just something fun to do, and Gordon loves to do those things. He's a little bit of a ham, and of course he's got the technical knowledge to help with these kinds of tricky topics. And more and more we're finding that with the high RF noise floor out there and all the crowding in the spectrum with very few slots open, that this is becoming a more and more important topic. The idea of filtering and attenuation rather than boosting. In the old days it was how much range can we get, and we're going to boost our RF and all this. And now we're finding that putting tight filters on the system and bringing down the level of RF is really what's best in most cases, especially if you've got a lot of RF crowding.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how you guys have adapted in the field to that.
Well, one of the issues is wideband tuning. Now we have systems that cover the entire UHF band and beyond. And so it becomes more and more important to do band planning where you segregate the different types of units. Let's say you've got a camera hop system or an IFP transmitter in your bag. They're all in close proximity to each other. So you want to segregate the different units into different parts of the spectrum. So that's another important topic. But putting those two things together gets you the kind of high performance that you need for the jobs that we're doing out there.
Great. Thank you, Karl.
Sure.
I know we have one more video from you. Is there anything you want to say to cue us up for the next one?
Well, yes. What I'd like to say is we're giving you a sneak peek about something brand new. And I had to get permission from the boss to show you this video.
From Dr. Audio?
Yeah, Dr. Audio approved this message. But because it's a new product and it's not officially announced until next Tuesday, I do ask that, don't go badgering your dealers for information, but I will stay on for Q&A after the video. So people that do have questions, I'd love to answer your questions because, hey, it's something brand new. So let's go ahead and roll the video and I'll be ready to answer questions afterwards.
Sounds great.
Okay. Hi, Karl Winkler here at Lectrosonics. And in this video, I'll be showing you the DCR-822 2-channel portable digital receiver. This is the true successor to the venerable UCR-411A and even fits in the same mounts, but with double the channels and a host of powerful new features. Like the 411A, the 822 is designed to withstand punishing RF environments and still come out on top. One way we've done this is with the new vector diversity, which has 2 front ends per channel and a unique phase matching system. Another key feature is the robust high current front ends and aggressive filtering. Let's put it this way, everything we've learned from many generations of portable receivers and 4 generations of digital wireless systems is in there. The DCR-822 can be powered off of AA batteries or external power and includes a micro SD card slot for firmware updates and to record audio on up to 4 tracks. The receiver is backwards compatible with our digital hybrid wireless transmitters and is of course a perfect match for the D² series all-digital units. The 822 is also compatible with our DCHT and M2T digital dual-channel transmitters. In other words, this thing is packed with features. All right, let's take a look at the outside. On the front panel, there are 2 SMA antenna jacks on either side. Under the left antenna jack is the micro SD card port with a rubber dust cover. Under the right antenna jack is the IR port for syncing your transmitters quickly. The bright OLED display is very detailed and can even be seen outside in the sunshine. And the 4 sealed tactile buttons are configured just like most of our recent receivers. Menu select, power back, and the up and down arrows to navigate the menus. On the back panel, we see the 2 locking TA3 output connectors. Each can put out a balanced analog signal or an AES digital pair. There's a USB jack under the rubber dust cover and the locking DC power jack. Okay, let's take a quick look at the display and the menus in the DCR-822. You'll want to think of the display as showing one receiver channel on the left and the other one on the right. At the top left of each is the operating frequency, and if you press the power back button, this toggles to show the channel name instead. Under that is the diversity state indicator, not just showing up or down for each antenna, but one of 4 phase angle combination possibilities used by the vector diversity system. More on that later. To the right of the diversity symbol is either a link indicator or a pilot indicator depending on the compatibility mode chosen for that channel. The indicator will flash until there is a good link, when it then becomes solid. Under that is the dual RF display for each channel, showing about 6 seconds of history for each front end, with dual diversity. There are 4 front ends in the receiver. To the right of each of the RF meters are battery indicators for the transmitters. The bottom of the display is taken up mostly by the audio output modulation meters. Then at the far bottom right is the battery or external power indicator for the receiver. The battery level will be shown unless the unit is running off DC power, then the little plug icon is there. In the main menu, we see the different functional areas, starting with the RF setup. Like other related receivers, we can use Smart Tune to automatically select frequencies, one receiver at a time. Depending on the compatibility mode selected, we're able to choose the bandwidth for the auto selection. We can use the IR sync function to send the new frequency, then back out to the home screen to verify that the channel is working. Then next is Group Edit. Here we can program up to 4 frequency groups, each with up to 32 frequencies. Adding or deleting group frequencies is easy. These groups can be stored on the micro SD card and transferred to additional units. The diversity menu shows you the 2 choices you have in the DCR-822. The one most likely to be used 90+% of the time is vector diversity. This method is superior to standard true diversity systems used in analog receivers and delivers clean, artifact-free performance. This process can take 2 signals damaged by multipath interference and reassemble them into a usable signal. Then, the second choice is frequency diversity, which uses 2 different frequencies from 2 different transmitters so that either one can be in trouble and yet the resulting audio is still rock solid. This is overkill for most situations, but can be a lifesaver when we really need long range in a challenging environment and still have perfect audio. This diversity choice does have a calibration step for matching audio levels between channels. Let's look at the audio setup menu now. First up is audio level, where we can set the audio output to match the associated downstream equipment, from +7 dBu all the way down to -50. Compat mode gives us choices between the different digital hybrid modes and the different digital modes, including D², duet and unencrypted, and DCHX encrypted. Output type lets us choose between analog and AES-3 digital, and then routing gives us the choice about how we can send those audio channels through to the output connectors. Smart NR is just like it has been on previous receivers. This is a dynamic noise reduction system that can be helpful when there is hiss present in the audio. Smart NR is, by default, off for D2 mode and set to normal for digital hybrid modes. TalkBack lets us route the audio to a different output connector and gives us choices for that operation, either TalkBack only, override, mix, or off. The SD card menu is very similar to what's in the SPDR, so I won't go into too much detail here. But one function that isn't in the small recorders is the ability to save and load frequency tuning groups to and from the micro SD card. This way, you can transfer group and lists between receivers or to transmitters like the DPR that have a micro SD card slot. Just be aware that you can record however many audio channels you are picking up. For instance, if you have two mono transmitters, like an SSM and a DPR, then you would record on only 2 tracks. If you're picking up 2 DCHT stereo transmitters, then you can record on all 4 discrete tracks. Next in the main menu is IR and keys. Here we can use infrared sync function to send frequency, send all settings, get a frequency from a transmitter, or get all settings. This can be useful if we want to clone a bunch of settings into several transmitters, then pick frequencies, and then send just the frequencies. Like our other encrypted digital units, we have several choices for key management policies. For a fuller explanation of the different types of key management policies, check out my video on the D² encryption choice and setup. The Settings menu offers the lock-unlock function, allowing you to prevent changes to the unit from the front panel. And the display backlight timeout can be chosen. Since the DCR-822 has 2 receivers, you can power down the individual channels for power savings if you aren't using both. The date and time function are important for timestamping any recordings on the micro SD card. The locale function relates to how much of the receiver's frequency bandwidth will show in a scan or when using SmartTune. The North American setting does not allow TB37 between 608 and 614 MHz to be used. With the EU setting, these frequencies can be used. This will match the available tuning ranges in the transmitters sold in these different regions. As you can see, the DCR-822 is a flexible and powerful yet easy-to-use tool for a variety of applications. And the RF and audio performance are second to none. Mainly, the vector diversity and extremely robust RF front end put this receiver in a class of its own, without sacrificing sensitivity and therefore operating range. But don't take my word for it, be sure to check it out for yourself. For more information, look at the product details on Lectrosonics.com. I'm Karl Winkler, thanks for watching.
And we're back in. Hello again, Karl.
Hello, hello. So pretty exciting, this
Absolutely.
product. This has been in development for a couple of years, and really the history is that the 411A has been in many ways the king of the hill as a radio receiver, able to withstand really tough RF environments. That's why we still see them in bags today. I mean, I love looking at Instagram and seeing these bags with 411s. It's something that was designed almost 20 years ago. And also we've moved into the digital realm with this one. It's half the size and weight per channel as a 411A, being in the same package as a 411A, but with 2 independent channels. So a couple of questions that we think might come up have to do with the tuning bandwidth. This thing tunes across the entire A1 and B1 spectrum, and the 2 channels can be independently tuned anywhere within that bandwidth. And then there's a B1C1 version for export markets primarily, also the same. So total independent tuning anywhere within the bandwidth. The 2 channels are able to be independent like that. People might ask about the runtime with AA batteries. We don't recommend alkalines at all. These are high current devices. But rechargeables would run 4 to 5 hours, and lithiums would run about 6 to 7 hours. Now that's if you wanted to run this thing completely independently. Of course, there's a DC input right on the bottom, and a lot of times it'll be run off a central powering jack. And so people might be curious about the current draw, and it draws 170 milliamps at 12 volts. So it's actually not bad considering what's in that box. The recording function is something that's quite interesting, and so far it's kind of a unique feature. So because there's 2 independent receivers there, it can record on 2 tracks if you have 2 mono transmissions, like from a DBU and an SSM. But if the receiver can also pick up stereo transmissions, and you could have as many as 4 audio outputs coming out of the AES outputs on the unit. And therefore you can record up to 4 tracks that way. So however many channels of audio you have coming in on the transmitters, that's how many tracks that it will record. So let's see, are there some other questions coming in at this point?
We do have a couple other questions. Thanks for all that info. I'm really excited to see the full announcement on Tuesday, you said, right?
Yeah, Tuesday's official announcement. As I mentioned before the video started, the dealers aren't either they don't have the information yet, or they're not allowed to talk about it. So don't badger them too much. You're getting a sneak peek here, which is very exciting. But Tuesday, that's the day that they can open up their books to answer questions and take orders and all that. So
all right, get ready for Tuesday. So we have a question from Evander0102. They're asking, based off what you said about the USB use, is it fully integrated into Wireless Designer?
Yes, that's not quite finished yet, but it will be. The connectivity is there. We're going to integrate the 822 into Wireless Designer, just like the DSQD and other previous receivers. So that's another exciting development.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. We have another question here from Dan Newburn. He's asking, can the AA batteries act as a failover power if desired?
Yes. Yeah. If it's running off DC, if the external DC fails, the batteries will automatically switch over and vice versa. Good
to have redundancy. That's great.
Absolutely.
All right, Karl, we have one last question from Courtney Gooden. She's asking, are the recorded tracks BWF files?
Yes, they are. These are a .wave BWF format. And, that we've developed over the years with the MTCR and the SPDR, just like that. These are 48 kilohertz files and, with the metadata. So, and there's a whole menu in there to set all that up.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Karl. That was so much cool information from Lectrosonics. I can't wait to hear more.
Sure thing. All right. Thanks for having me. And, here we go.
Thank you so much. We'll see you soon.
Take care.
All right. You too. Up next, we have a presentation from K-Tek. Let's see. And I want to check back in with my my friends here at Sound Devices. John, are you still there?
Still here. We'll bring Brenda into the session.
That sounds wonderful. I feel like I should have a song prepared. I should have done that. Next time I will, I'll just grab the guitar. Any downtime we have, I'll just sing you a little tune. And the cool thing about this next presentation is I actually have some products here with me right now. I don't know, should I bring one out? I don't know. Maybe I should wait for Brenda. I'm too excited. Oh. There she is. Yes. Hi. Hello. Welcome.
Thank you.
Ooh, it looks so calm and nice in that environment you're in. Beautiful decoration.
Yeah, I didn't make it to the office, so
That's okay.
I almost made it.
Well, I have some cool stuff here that I could pull from, like I said already to our viewers. I also have the little fact sheet you sent me. Do you want to talk about what we're going to show them?
Well, what we'd like to show you is our new Stingray series. So it's a Stingray X. So we have the small X, the junior X, and the large X. Those are the 3 sizes that we're coming out with this fall and winter, I guess.
Let's start with the junior.
That's the junior. Yeah. We haven't shown that yet. So that's the junior. And it's got a new fabric on the outside. I'm not sure if I can't really see. Maybe do full screen here. I can't really see.
Yeah, it's a beautiful kind of space gray. It's a gorgeous fabric, and of course the kickstand.
It's an upgraded fabric, a little fancier. Got an integrated kickstand that we've always had on the junior. It's smaller. You can tell it's a lot smaller than our traditional junior. It's ideal for the Zaxcom Nova and also for the 833.
Yep, and that's what we have in here currently. We have a Nova in there. I may have put that in upside down. That's fun. All right.
No, that was probably me.
Was it okay? Well, I'll just unbutton a few of the features here just to show you. We don't have any wireless in there.
There's ventilation on the bottom. You can see we're going to have ventilation I don't know, underneath the base there, you can see the bottom. If you turn it upside down, you can see that there's little ventilation holes.
Oh, there we go. Yep, those little holes.
Airflow. And you can also open up the bottom anytime if you need to get airflow in the bottom of any of your bags. We have that on other bags as well. We have, we have lots of zippers and pockets. So that's the Junior. I think of what it's lighter.
Beautiful.
It's got, we have a brand new, actually the small is a good example because it's pretty well loaded, right? You have it loaded up with a bunch of stuff there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The only thing is no wireless. We just have the machines. Okay. Yeah. So.
All right. So this is is that the small?
That's the small, or no, this is the Junior. Hang on. Let me move it right along.
So all of our bags, there we go. That's our small. What you'll notice other than the exterior fabric, we also have color-coded zippers. You'll see that we have MOLLE straps all the way around. And there's on the back, we have a kickstand. So our small and our large bags also have a kickstand, which is removable.
And these are so great for sit-down interviews, I must say. It's just such a cool feature. I used to prop my bag up on books or whatever I could find in the area. So just having this as an option, I love it.
Yeah, and you can take it off and you can use it for other things too. And I think we'll probably be selling the kickstand separately.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. What else is
right in here?
So this, I'm trying to watch it. Oh, it's also got the on the front. You can attach accessories on the front. We have two points on the front. Can you zoom in on, or can you? I don't know.
I don't think we can zoom in today, sadly.
That's okay.
But I think I can get a good view here. I feel like Vanna White, by the way.
I know. So like I should just do this. Camera bag. So the structure is also a lighter material. So the frame is made of a new material. It's got like a honeycomb design, so it's lighter as well.
I'll do some unzipping here so we can see the sides as well. So same great accessibility as all the other bags.
You should have access to all knobs, and your cable should be nice and clean. Oh, can you show on the bottom under the front pocket? See those little gray tabs? If you open up those gray tabs, you can cable through there. So instead, I think we used to have little zippers, but we made it just like a little Velcro opening.
That's really awesome. Yeah, look at that.
You can pass through cabling through there. Also on the side pockets, if you open up, there's pass-through cabling on the side pockets as well.
Let's see here.
It's like a little orange tab in there. So I'm trying to think of what else is brand new to do with it. I think that's everything.
Oh, right. Yep. So we got I put some paper in there to fill it out a little. Just ignore that. But there's the orange pass-through tabs that Brenda's talking about right there.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
all right.
That's the small. And that is actually we've taken pre-orders and it will be available within the next 2 weeks. The problem is we're going to run out rather quickly. So with our pre-orders, we already know that anything that's been pre-ordered will be gone within 2 weeks. And then the next shipment will be here, I'm guessing sometime early November. So if you want a small, either grab one with the pre-orders or you just have to wait a little bit. Things are just taking a little longer than they used to.
Yeah, same for everybody. I think you guys are doing the best you can, and November's not that far away.
No, but again, the pre-orders will be here in 2 weeks. So.
Cool. This is one of my favorite features, by the way, I must say. It's just so cool. We threw a little magic arm on here. So, any of you out there, if you want to use your iPhone or something with Wingman straight on your bag, this is so perfect and so convenient. You don't have to use like a dinkum clamp anymore to mount, whether it's an antenna or some kind of little buddy like an iPhone.
Yeah.
Let's show one last one.
There's our large bag, which I think you have as well, which is designed specifically for the Scorpio. I haven't put one in it yet, so this is not in production yet. It is going to be beta tested the next couple weeks, and as soon as we realize it's ready to go, then we'll have it available probably beginning of the year. I think
that's great.
And I don't think there's anything different about the large bag.
I think you're right. It has a lot of the same features. It's got the little pass-through for the cabling here.
Yeah.
All the same great accessibility when you open it up on the sides, all around.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can do this. There we go. I know how to zip zippers. Okay. There we go. Yeah. And thanks for letting us have these and get a little sneak peek out to everybody, Brenda. This is very exciting.
Oh, yeah. No problem. And we're working on
the
light. We'll have a video probably in about a month. So it'll show all the features and show all the GAC inside the bag. And so we'll have that available soon, too.
Awesome. I look forward to that. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Brenda. It's great to see you. And we're missing Tino. He's here in spirit with us.
Yeah, he's off in some other country driving around.
Awesome. Well, we're glad you could join us here. And I think we're going to go ahead and move on to our next presentation. So we'll say goodbye to you, Brenda. Thank you. Bye. All right. Let's see. Up next, we have a presentation from Halter Technical.
All right. Gotta buy some headphones for the Video Village, the AD department, and the director and EPs on set. This should be easy. There's like 1,000 headphone brands. Video Village should be quick. They just need something cheap. What's the cheapest headphones here? This stuff doesn't look right. I can't really imagine someone from an agency wearing these. These don't exactly scream professional, right? There must be something cheaper online. Maybe I'll just steal some from the airplane on my next flight. Okay, now for the ADs and PAs. They need to keep an ear open since they're moving around a lot on set. There has to be something here that will work for them. Anything has to be better than this coily mess that they're used to. On the last shoot, the key set PA just used her iPhone buds and let one dangle. Now for the big shots on set, the director likes to have something substantial to listen to. I usually just give them backup headphones that I mix with. I just have to hope that they don't complain about the 10-foot cable. I guess I could give them these big named headphones, but look at these things. All plasticky. Not pro at all. Ugh, none of this really works. Nobody makes headphones built for TV or film production.
Nobody? Halter Technical is the only company that makes headphones purpose-built for production professionals. The Field Monitor was designed and built for the second ADs who work with background talent, for the producers in reality and non-fiction TV who wear a walkie in one ear and monitor IFB audio in the other, for the sound utility or A2 who work directly with talent and want to keep an ear open while staying in the loop. The Scene Monitor was designed and built for your video village. It's the best way to give clients, agency, and producers a great-looking headphone that is tailor-made for dialogue. It's perfect for those script supervisors, tape loggers, DITs, and everyone else who has to hunker down for a long production day. And now, the all-new, class-leading Elite Monitor. This is the headphone for the director, the executive producers, and those VIPs that need to monitor audio with a full-frequency response, professional headphone. It has every feature you could need on your set, absolutely purpose-built to help the most creative content production possible without getting in the way. Some headphone makers have stuff for sports or broadcast. Some have things built for recording studios. Halter Technical is the only brand that creates audio monitoring solutions built purposefully for creative content producers. We're for the innovators. To learn more, visit haltertechnical.com.
We are back with Doc Justice from Halter Technical, one of the most epic names in our industry, in my opinion, Doc Justice.
I appreciate that.
It's good to see you. It's been a while.
Likewise. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. Can you tell me what are you wearing right now? It looks kind of nice.
So these are the brand new Halter Technical Elite Monitor headphones. These just came out this past month. So they're in stores now. These are designed to be used for IFB headsets, Comtech headsets. These are for the VIPs on set who want to listen to something substantial and have a very professional, full frequency response, high fidelity headphone that's comfortable enough to wear all day.
That's awesome. Yeah, you know, when I've rented some IFBs, I think from Location Sound Corporation here in LA, they often put your headphones in with the rentals, which I'm always very happy about, and I have started requesting them now whenever I can. They're great headphones.
Thank you. We've been expanding the line to incorporate something for everybody on set. Everybody has real specific needs on set, so having options for everyone is really important.
I agree. What else do you guys have coming up in line?
So this month is a busy month for Halter Technical. We are partnering with a financial consultant out of New York City named Sam Strom, good friend of mine, to offer some free online business financial literacy seminars for those mixers and sound professionals in the US here. We have them arranged by different areas. So if you're in the New York area, the Texas area, or Los Angeles, or if you don't quite fit into one of those boxes, you can just pick the one that's nearest to you. But you can sign up using the links at our website at haltertechnical.com. Maybe learn something, how to manage your wealth, how to manage your finances, especially in these unprecedented times.
Absolutely.
So something for everybody.
I agree. I think we can all use that. That's so wonderful. I will definitely be joining. That sounds so fun.
Yeah, for sure. Look forward
Thank you
to
for
it.
organizing that. Yeah, I look forward to it as well.
Thanks.
We have another question coming in here for you, if you
Sure.
don't mind.
Please.
All right. This question is from Dan Newburn. He's asking, are the Elite monitors viable as a backup set of headphones? I saw the interview with Michael Wynn, and that was the one question I came away with.
Oh, 100%. So I have been using these to mix on set myself. They're not being touted as, studio headphones because we're not in a studio. But these, the frequency response is very similar to those studio type headphones from other bigger brands. So in a pinch, you can use them as backup headphones. I now use them as my primary headphones. But once you get hands-on and ears on, you'll be able to tell for yourself that I think it's a viable option.
That's awesome. And people can get hands-on and ears on right now. They're available in stores right now. Is that correct?
That's right. They're available.
Great.
And they're only $25 a piece. Oh. So it's a great deal.
I agree with that. I'm excited to try them out. Doc, It's been lovely. Thanks for joining us.
It's so good to see you. Thanks for having me. And thanks for everybody for their presentations as well.
All right. We'll see you soon, Doc.
All right. Take care.
You too. So we have our last presentation of the day from Sony coming up here. Do stick around though a little bit, guys. We had, as you know, if you've been with us the whole day, we had a little technical difficulty. We lost it. We came back. So we're going to bring back some of those other manufacturers who maybe didn't get the Q&A after their video was played. Stick around after this last presentation and let's all chat together. Here's our last presentation of the day from Sony.
Hi there, I'm Andy Munitz, Professional Audio Product Manager for Sony, and thanks for joining me today. Today we're doing a presentation and I am really socially distancing. So, I thought I'd start out by giving you a quick little brief history of Sony in the audio business. Many of you may know that the name Sony is derived from the Latin word sonus, for sound. And our very first product as a company in 1950 was a reel-to-reel tape recorder. But if you think about it, what good is a tape recorder unless it's got an input device? So of course, we built our very first microphone back in the early 1950s. We built our first wireless microphone in the early 1960s. And every generation that we came out with, we added features and improved things. And today, I'm talking to you on our latest generation DWX True Digital Wireless system. As a matter of fact, we introduced DWX all the way back in 2009, so we've been in the True Digital Wireless microphone business as long about as anybody out there. As a matter of fact, we sell thousands of channels of digital wireless into the broadcast and the ENG world, but actually it's your world of location sound that I'm very, very interested in, because quite honestly, you guys listen for a living. In broadcast, if the meters are moving, you got the idea, and leave it up to the editor to play with. But you listen for a living all day long, and you can actually hear the sound quality. You can hear differences in sound, and our engineers try incredibly hard to absolutely give our DWX system and you the best quality available in true digital wireless. As a matter of fact, today I am just broadcasting with a body pack in my back pocket and a boom microphone on this pole right here, and they are on our very lowest power output setting. The plug-on transmitter is set at 1 milliwatt for this distance, and my body pack is set on only 2 milliwatts. And at the receiver, out at the camera there, I'm actually only using the 2 little whip antennas. I don't have any directional antennas or anything. So that's I think, pretty cool. Our DWX receivers also, when it comes to reception quality, They are true double tuner diversity for each of the two channels that the little slot receiver has. So inside that one 2-channel receiver are 4 separate tuners, and there's little comparator circuits between each of the 2 tuners for each channel. And in addition, we do some very special tricks to do the best diversity reception that we possibly can. Our new DWR-S03D receiver that we're listening to now is actually brand new generation, and it is unislot size. Historically, Sony, we have made receivers that slot into the back of our shoulder cams, and that kind of almost kept us out of the location sound business unless you used our buckets and things like that. But with so many accessories in the location sound business that are sized for unislot capability, it made sense for us to come out with the DWR-S03D in a unislot configuration. But as a matter of fact, since unislot is 25-pin, we also have a 15-pin connector, and you can just attach either of them very, very easily, depending on whether you're putting our wireless into any of our shoulder cams or our accessories, or the whole world of unislot kind of size accessories as well. Other DWX features worth talking about are that, first of all, our transmitters are remote controllable from our receivers. In other words, we pair them up with Zigbee pairing. And once a transmitter and a particular receiver channel are paired up via Zigbee, they stay paired. You can power them both down, power them both back up, and they still are paired. And you can do that, a few days from now. It doesn't really matter. And under that remote control, that Zigbee pairing, we can control gain, frequency, RF power, whether you're on low, mid, or high, 15 different levels of low-cut filters to deal with wind noise or factory noise or what have you. And we can even put the transmitters remotely into low-power sleep mode that uses far, far less batteries. And that's great for taking a lunch break, so you don't have to go in and dig into talent's clothing to turn off their body packs, for example. Now, in addition to the remote control that goes from the receiver out to the paired transmitters, and they can do that in a nominal distance of, generally up to about 30 feet. I've seen it go farther than that. There is metadata that comes out of the transmitters that goes with the digital audio signal. And it gets embedded in the digital audio signal and gets looked at from the receiver. And you can see a lot of different information, battery life and the name and what are your filters set at, all sorts of pieces of metadata information. As well, since this is true digital audio, in other words, out at the transmitter or at the, in my body pack or in my plug-on transmitter, once the microphone signal goes in through an analog mic pre, it then goes in through an A to D converter, and we send a true digital audio bit stream. And that bit stream gets carried on regular FM frequencies, but when it hits the receiver, it's still digital. And then you can feed it into a digital mixer recorder. It's still digital. You can stay digital all the way through post-production and to final delivery. And that is one of the true benefits of a true digital wireless path. You don't have to go through multiple A to Ds and D to As along the way, and you hold on to every nuance of quality that you were able to capture from those excellent microphones at the very front of the chain. But since it is digital, there are codecs involved. Now, if you know anything about Sony, you'll know that we are kind of a codec-happy company. Every time we come out with a new series of cameras, we have a new codec. And so it's the same in audio. Our engineers didn't just choose off-the-shelf audio codecs. We designed our own special codecs. And that is because you are constantly having to play off the amount of time you're willing to take for a codec to work and the quality of it. So it's latency versus quality. And so our engineers have actually given you a choice of 4 different codecs in our wireless. Obviously, a transmitter and the receiving channel have to be set to the same codec for them to work, but that's all handled through our Zigbee remote control as well. Now, specifically, we're today on codec number 3, and that offers a very short latency, but as well, it adds an extra layer of error correction, and that gets you some additional distance. In addition to that extra distance, it's also helpful in reducing burst errors and things that can happen, like from walkie-talkies on set, for example. In our Codec 2, for example, though, with our new transmitters, we're able to get our latency down to what we think is the very fastest in the industry, of just 1.2 milliseconds of latency. So that's very, very quick. Now, we have two body packs. Both are new generation. One is called the DWT B30, and the DWT B30 runs on AA batteries. We also have the body pack that I'm currently wearing, which is the DWT B03R. The R stands for rechargeable. It's a smaller body pack as well. It has a LEMO-style connector on it. But what's nice about both of these body packs and our new receiver is that they are full FCC spectrum capable. There are no more blocks. The transmitters and the receivers cover the entire spectrum range of UHF TV14 or 470 all the way up through TV channel UHF 38 or 616, of course skipping over TV channel 37. And we can get down to 25 kilohertz tuning resolution as well. Also, because of the spectrum repack that we've all been wrestling with for the last couple of years, it's important, since with a reduced amount of spectrum, to fit more channels into a given amount of a chunk of spectrum, or a 6 megahertz TV channel, for example. And so we have a brand new high density mode. And that new high density mode offers up to 16 completely compatible channels within each 6 megahertz band. But what is nice to know is that you pay absolutely no penalty whatsoever in terms of sound quality, in terms of functionality, for going into that high density mode. We're able to do this because we have increased the sensitivity and improved the sensitivity of our latest generation of receivers. And that means that you can fit many, many more channels, obviously, into a chunk of spectrum. The DWT B03R, as I mentioned, is rechargeable, and we use little Sony CyberShot camera batteries, and they're very readily available in the marketplace. They're non-proprietary, and you can get about 7 hours of battery life at the mid-power setting of the transmitter, and so that's really great for everybody trying to go green and stay green on set these days. As well, the DWT B03R body pack is IPX4 and 5 rated against moisture and perspiration and things like that. And it is very small and lightweight, and it's built of magnesium. So it is very, very rugged, will hold up to the abuses of on-set. And it uses little OLED screens. Now, another thing that is important to know is how easy it is to operate these things. First of all, how to pair them up with the receivers. And we have shortcuts. Even though you can go into the menus, we have very easy shortcut pairing. And once a transmitter is paired to a receiver channel, you can tell the receiver, go ahead and scan for the cleanest and most open frequency that it can find at that place and time. And then once it's found it, it asks you, do you want to send that off to my paired transmitter? And you go, yes. And then in, half second, a second, that transmitter is now set at that same frequency. As a matter of fact, we have the ability in our latest generation of receiver, the DWR S03D, a new 2-channel scanning and pairing mode, which is to say, assuming you have 2 different transmitters paired up, one to each of the 2 channels on the receiver, you can hit a shortcut button on the receiver by holding down the menu and the set button, and then the unit will take off and scan the entire FCC legal spectrum, again from UHF 14 up through 38. It'll find the 2 quietest channels it found in that entire range, and it will ask you if you want to send those 2 frequencies out to the 2 paired transmitters, all in one function. I thought what I would do is show you exactly how easy it is to actually set up pairing and scanning on these units. So the first thing you want to do is to make a transmitter discoverable by the receiver for that Zigbee pairing. A simple shortcut to use is to simply hold down the minus button on the transmitter and power on the transmitter. You do those 2 functions together and the unit will now all of a sudden say, I am scanning, I am ready to be paired. Put the transmitter down, you go over to the receiver and you actually do the exact same thing. At this point, you power on the channel you'd like on the receiver while holding down its minus button. that channel receiver will then look for any discoverable transmitters. It will then find it, and it will flash you the name of that transmitter. If you actually have multiple transmitters on in that condition, you can then choose between the transmitter, but I generally do one transmitter to one receiver at a time. And then you basically hit the set button, select it, and then the two devices, the receiver and the transmitter, will share information via Zigbee, and then they're done. You are paired. Simple as that. So very easy to set up the pairing between a transmitter and a receiver. And now you simply go and you do that with the second transmitter and the second channel. Now when it comes to scanning, for example, there's also a shortcut. So you can simply take that receiver channel and power it on while holding down its plus button. The unit will then start scanning, and it will find the quietest available frequency and flash it at you and say, would you like me to send that off to the paired transmitter? And you simply hit the set button and say yes, and they communicate in a half a second or so, and you are done. And now you are basically good to go on the quietest frequency that it found. So it's very, very simple. You don't have to go through additional displays and other methods of pairing up units. One other thing I wanted to mention simply about our Unislot capability is, since it does open us up to the whole world of location sound accessories, I found a particularly compelling kind of cart application could be using the Audio Limited A10 rack, where you would then put in 4 of our true double tuner diversity receivers, and that would give you 8 channels of true double tuner diversity in a single rack space. And I think you will be surprised when you look at the pricing for that kind of true diversity reception system, and true digital at that. In addition to the super slot capability that we currently have, just a little hint that we're working on some additional interface advancements that will likely take advantage of super slot capability, where we'll be able to communicate more directly with some of the advanced mixer recorders on the market, and just stay tuned for that, if you will. So there's lots more to talk about, but in this kind of little video today, I hope that gives you a really good introduction, kind of a quick view. But certainly, if you're interested in trying out any of our DWX digital wireless from Sony, certainly get in touch with your favorite location sound dealer, and they will arrange a demo for you. So with that, I guess I just want to thank you for spending some time with me, and if you'd like to see some additional information on the web, simply go to sony.com/proaudio, and thanks for watching. Stay socially distanced out there. Thanks, everybody.
And we're back live with Andy from Sony. Thanks for visiting with us again, Andy.
My pleasure. Thanks. Thanks.
So do you want to say a few words about the presentation, or should we just launch right into these questions people are eager to know the answer to?
That's great. Let's do the questions.
Yeah, okay, sounds good. Yes. Somebody first asks, where can I try a DWX Wireless?
Oh, well, you can certainly go to your favorite location sound dealer, and they will arrange for a demo for you. And what we're would love for you to try to demo. I think maybe I made it clear in the video, but certainly our new Unislot, slot and receiver, the DWR S03D. We have, again, the 2-body packs, but the small micro body pack with the LEMO connector and our ECM90 lav. That's a great thing to try out. We have I didn't even talk about in the video, but we have a plug-on transmitter that's also, digital, and phantom power and all that stuff. And people are just, like I think many are, just using it at the end of a boom pole. It's up nice and high. So you can try one of those plug-on transmitters as well. That's a good thing to try to demo.
That's wonderful. Yeah, a lot of great things to try there. So do go to your favorite audio dealer and try some of these out. Let us know. Post on social media how it goes for you.
Terrific. And you can certainly reach out to me, andy.munitz@sony.com, for any specific questions. And I have some training videos online, all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, I love your videos, Andy.
Oh, thank you. I'll tell my wife.
Okay,
good. She'll be excited.
Is she your cinematographer?
No, in this one case where, the shot was pulled out, she was out in the woods and zooming in on me. So she did the zooming.
She did a great job.
She did a great job.
Yeah.
I thanked her again this morning. Pretty good.
All right, Andy, let's ask another question here. Somebody's wondering, what is the difference between all of the different codecs you offer?
Great question. So, when we introduced DWX Wireless, again, back in 2009, we had Codec 1. And Codec 1, had about a 3.4 millisecond of latency. But as we, kind of improved things and especially as a request by a lot of European opera houses that used our wireless because they, really wanted high sound quality, they wanted a slightly sweeter codec, if you know, and it's such a subtle difference. So we developed Codec 2 with this subtly sweeter sound. And at the same time, we were able to really drop the latency at that point down to 1.5 millisecond. But with our latest, and I say in the video, Codec 3 is for extra distance, extra layer, and Codec 4, also shorter latency. But with our brand new body pack transmitters, we're able to use Codec 2 and get down to actually 1.2 milliseconds. So
wow.
That's what, yeah.
Again, amazing options there.
Yep.
We have a pretty fun, I don't know if this is a question as much as a comment, but this is really cool. Someone named CodyMan9, he's saying that he still has his grandfather's 1960 Sony Superscope TC660 quarter-inch reel-to-reel deck.
Oh.
He's saying that it works well, sounds great, although it is kind of a bummer that tape is so expensive these days and hard to come by. It is.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I actually have to tell you that when I was, a young kid, I bought, little, really bad tape recorders. But when I was 13 years old, I got a Sony reel-to-reel. I think it was like a TC200. It had detachable speakers, and I was flipped out, and I built my first Heathkit amplifier and tuner, and got some speakers and whatever. Built my first hi-fi. But then Sony, we came out with a new model. I think maybe a TC250, and I was lusting after that. So I go to my brother, who's a little older. I said, "Hey, would you be interested in buying my first?"
Brilliant.
So it worked. He bought that one, and I got the new one. And years later, he gave me that one back as well. So I have both of those old tape recorders, and it's just a lovely thing. But I used to use that tape recorder in our family, or those tape recorders, because we used to play string quartets as a family. I'm a violinist, and my brother played cello, and my father, whatever. And so I was the archivist. I would record all of our quartet and music, and my mother on piano and whatever. So love for music in our family.
Will you guys adopt me?
Oh, please. But the point is, it is so cool that what we get interested in when we're kids sometimes has the greatest effect of what we do when we're adults. And we're just one long continuation. In fact, I'm doing the exact same thing I did when I was 13 years old.
Me
playing
too.
With Sony tape recorders and Sony audio. And so anyway.
That's so lovely.
Enough memory lane stuff for you.
I know. I love it. I interviewed Simon Hayes recently for the Ursa Straps show that we do on YouTube, and he had something similar to say, just talking about his childhood, how he used to take things apart, put them back together, and all the different technology that influenced him and really became a part of how he records and how he works today. So I think you're spot on when you're saying that these things affect us even into our adulthood.
Isn't it wonderful? It's great. It is great. Yes.
All right, Andy, I think those are all the questions I have for you. It's lovely to speak with you.
Same, Kim. Thank you very much. And you guys are just doing a great job. Can't thank you enough for doing this. And
we're having a lot of fun. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I want to thank everybody out there for staying with us through everything. All right, Andy, we're going to let you go, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks so much.
Thanks. All right. So that was our last presenter. And as I said earlier before that video, we are going to come back to some of the manufacturers who didn't get to have a Q&A due to that little technical mishap. Let's go back now to Caleb from Bubblebee. Are you there, Caleb? Let's see, we may need a second here. There you are. Wow, what a cool view today.
I should be here.
Look at that. What are you using, a GoPro?
It's actually a little webcam, but it's got a wide angle thing. So
it looks so awesome.
The plants that we have to.
You look like you're in a Jamiroquai music video. I love it. All right. Caleb, we have some questions for you. So Dan Newburn wants to ask you, do the mono sidekicks sum stereo sources correctly, like no phase cancellation?
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. So the mono sums it with no phase cancellation, and it's all wired correctly to still supply you with a summed mono to that one driver from any source, any IFB receiver.
Great.
IM receiver as well. Yep.
All right, let's see. And we have another question here. They're asking, is the Sidekick 2 available now? Oh, we may have lost you.
So this is a sneak preview. Everyone here is the first person to see this. We're very excited about it. Am I back?
Oh, you're back. I think we're just having a little bit of delay issue. Let's just refresh here. Can you hear me now, Caleb?
Yep, I've got you. Can you hear me?
Okay, great. Yep, I hear you. We may just have a little bit of delay between us, so I'm going to go ahead and be quiet and let you talk about the Sidekick 2.
Okay. So the Sidekick 2 is, we're really excited about it. It hasn't officially been launched, much like Jim's product earlier with Lectrosonics. We haven't actually officially given the details to the dealers yet, so there might be a couple of delays there. The official launch date is the 8th, so it's next Thursday. And,
all right, look out for that date. Cool. And Bubblebee is one of those companies out there. You guys have great content that you put out. I love the videos and the, all the stuff you guys do is so fun. So I think, if you're not subscribed to their YouTube channel or their Instagram, do that. Let's
That's
see.
really kind, Kim. Thanks.
We have
like
a few.
Have fun with our jobs.
So. Why not? Let's see. We have a couple more questions actually. Sound Speed is asking, any thoughts on an inductive version of the Sidekick?
Thoughts? Yes. We've got some things that fall a little higher up the priority list that we're already working on. So we'll get through those first and see how we go. But it's an interesting point, definitely.
At least it's a thought. That's great. What about price and availability on the Sidekick?
Okay, so like I said, availability will be it'll be shipping from the 15th. The price is I've got all that details in front of me on my laptop. 220 euros. And I'll just translate that to dollars. You're looking at 220 for the mono, $250 for the mono.
Okay.
And for the stereo version, 330 euros, $380. Those are list prices. So contact your dealers for the street prices.
Cool. And one of the great things you get, in my opinion, with the Sidekick is just how incredibly invisible and discreet it is. It's one of the most discreet tiny in-ears I've seen. So well done on that.
Thanks. And I think we didn't believe that we could get it more invisible than visible, but I've prepared a little comparison maybe that you could see here prior to us releasing these kind of images online, where you can see the version 1 Sidekick here.
Yeah, there is quite a difference. You've managed to make it much smaller.
Here. And the cable really is more durable. Yeah, awesome. We have. I didn't think it was possible, but we did.
Thank you for the side-by-side.
At the same time, and also, yeah, no problem. And I'm actually wearing it now. I'm monitoring you on it now. So,
I can't see it.
I don't know if you guys could see that on this camera.
Can't see it.
It's if I pull it out on this side. No, I'll pull it out on this side.
Your hand is blocking a little. Oh, there we go. Great.
There, so I'll put it back in and it should disappear back into oblivion, but it sits right inside the ear canal, so really comfortably.
Wow.
And once it's in there, it's gone.
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you for the demonstration and that side by side. That was neat to see the first and second generation side by side. Great. Well, Caleb, I'm so happy we could bring you back
pleasure.
for a Q&A. That was so sad. But thank you for joining us. Let's see. Do we have any more?
It's fine. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. All right. Do we have any more manufacturers we want to bring in? Let's see. Let's check in with the team here. I got my team listening. We go. Oh, there's Karl. There's John. What do you think?
I think we've had an excellent day, and it's been great to have this conversation with all our friends in the industry. And some of them are direct competitors, some of them are complementary competitors. We've got a rich production sound community worldwide, and in absence of being able to see each other in person, it's wonderful to be able to put this event on and see you all in this virtual space and take questions from our customers.
Hey, by the way, great job. Oh, am I muted? No. Oh,
nope.
Great job, Kim, on
thank you, Karl,
on hosting and moderating and keeping the conversation going. And we had a little bit of a road bump today, or speed bump, or whatever.
Nothing we can't handle.
We got through it, and we got the links out there to everybody. And so, John, thank you so much. I know you were in the hot seat today, switching and managing all that. So,
thank you
it's great
all,
to see everybody. Like you said, we can't meet in person, but this is a good alternative.
Agreed.
Absolutely. And Kim, thank you very much. You really brought a wonderful perspective to Sound Summit, and I think you've assured yourself of if there's the next one that we've got a host for that.
That was the plan all along. That was my plan.
Treat every gig like it's an audition, we say. Right?
Oh, thank you guys so much for having me. This has been incredibly fun. I got to connect with people that I've been observing in this space for quite a long time. So this was extremely fun for me. Thanks for having me, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Are we signing out? Is this it?
I think we're signing out.
Oh, all right. Till
I
next
hit one
time.
button, we sign out.
Till next time.
Thank you all.
Thanks.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.